Ms. Meele. Ms. Meele! Do you recall what you said earlier about when you answered some service calls as we were departing from Zengfar? You said that Mr. Hicks was sitting at his seat at that time. However, that's simply not possible, because Mr. Hicks was dead long before we ever touched down in Zengfar. Miss Cammy Meele!
Maybe I didn't see what I thought I did.
No one could make a mistake so large, Miss Meele.
But I make that kind of boo-boo all the time. This is going nowhere. There must be a better way of solving the contradiction.
Very well, Miss Meele, if you please, tell me about your alibi during the time span. From just before we were about to land at 3 AM and 6 AM when the body was found.
Are you telling me I'm a suspect, Mr. Edgeworth? Oh yeah. From 3 to 4, I was in the flight attendant's room all by myself. From 5 to 6, I was in the flight attendant's room all by myself.
How's a man supposed to react to a testimony like that? Miss Meele, wake up! Oh, she fell asleep again. Looks like the only way I'm going to be able to wake her up is by pressing her.
Hold it!
Miss Meele, wake up!
I'm awake. Mars Edgeworth, I demand you do something about this flight attendant this instant!
Why ask me to wake her when you can finally put that whip to an appropriate use?
Hold it!
If I remember correctly, food was being served in first class in the lounge between the hours of 3 and 4 AM.
Yeah, but that kind of stuff's run by Miss Rhoda.
Then what were you doing in the attendance room at that time?
Eating, having a most delicious dream.
You mean you were neglecting your duties?
No, sleeping's part of our job too, you know.
Hold it!
Miss Meele, how many times do I have to repeat myself? Wake up!
I'm awake. Oh, what'd you whip me for, sir? Oh, what'd I miss?
A poor detective being on the receiving end from a lash in your stead.
Really? Sorry about that.
You can make amends for that by continuing your testimony.
Hold it!
So you were alone the entire time, were you?
Yeah, no one else even popped their head in to say hi.
Oh, I think a contradiction just popped in to say hi. Should I raise an objection? Ms. Meele, there's a clear contradiction embedded in your testimony.
Huh? What are you talking about?
It's not possible you were alone in the attendance room the whole time from 5 to 6.
that!
Now take a look at this eye-opening piece of evidence. Miss Meele, I need you to wake up and look at this.
Enough of your foolishness. Hurry up and show severe evidence.
Oh, this wasn't as eye-opening as I thought.
Did you say something?
Finally awake, are we?
What do you mean? I've been awake the
whole time.
It's alright if you were sleeping, pal. Paying a mind to the scuffy detectives behind you and wake up! Ow! Hurry up and wake up, Miss Meele.
Enough clowning around. This is my show, and I'll resolve the contradictions as I see fit.
Ah!
Hold it! Take that!
I wonder if you'd be so kind as to take a look at this receipt, Miss Meele.
A receipt? For what?
For the suitcase Miss Tenrio bought. Now, if I may direct your attention to the timestamp, as you can see, it clearly says 5:40 a.m. Miss Tenrio.
Yes?
Where the fuck did you come from?
Why is the killer here? I thought you'd locked her up by now.
I request that she be present as a witness so that we may straighten out your complex lie. Now then, Miss Tenrio, between the hours of 5 and 6 a.m., you took a trip from first class down to the first floor in a flight shop, correct?
Yes, I went to the shop to buy a suitcase. After which I went straight to the attendant's room to drop it off.
Did you see Miss Meele there at that time?
No.
So, Miss Meele, where were you really between the hours of 5 and 6? Miss Cammy Meele!
The bathroom?
I'll be the one to ask the questions here.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I probably just missed her. Nature calls, you know.
Do you take me for a fool? That's a little too convenient to be true.
But it's the truth. Cross my heart.
I don't have enough conclusive proof to counter-argue her at this stage.
You don't believe me, do you? But please, won't you give me a chance and hear me out? I know you suspect me because I'm one of the crew. But you think maybe you should also suspect Miss Rhoda too? She's the one in charge of the elevator keycard and shop, you know. If you ask me, that makes her super suspicious.
Please leave Miss Tenero out of our conversation. Only you are under suspicion for now.
I don't get it. Why are you covering for Miss Rhoda all of a sudden? Oh, I get it. Maybe you've got your eye on Miss Rhoda.
Of course I'm keeping an eye on her. I can't very well let her escape, can I?
Never mind. You wanna know something? Miss Rhoda actually kinda... I have absolutely no interest in the people who can't appreciate my sense of design.
Now's not the time for this sort of talk.
Hold it!
No, it's not the only reason I have for suspecting you. Your statement regarding Mr. Hicks also turned out to be a bunch of lies.
But sir, I wasn't an attendant. You wouldn't suspect me then, would you?
Yes, I suppose that's true enough.
Hold it!
She's already been detained for further questioning, or have you already forgotten?
Yeah, I guess I just forgot. Cammy, don't tell me you suspect me too. Sorry, can't help it. I mean, other than you, there's no one else who could have done it. I can't believe you think that. Me, a killer?
Ms. Meele, what did you mean just now by no one else could have done it?
Hold it!
And what are you in charge of, Miss Meele?
I take care of the attendance room.
That doesn't count.
But I spend so much time in there, it might as well be my responsibility. Mr. Edgeworth, Cammy is talented in languages. She assists passengers who may not speak English, especially those who speak Bulgarian. She's the only one on this flight who is fluent. Oh, that kind of what am I in charge of? Why didn't you say so in the first place?
What else could I have meant?
Yeah, so I'm really good at Bulgarian.
She's fluent in Bulgarian. Then I suppose you're in charge of processing documents in Bulgarian.
Yeah, I take care of anything that has to do with Bulgarian.
Very interesting.
Hold it!
Actually, your on-the-job behavior makes you super suspicious in my eyes.
Huh? Why?
While Miss Tenrio is busy with the passengers and all her other duties, you have a lot of free time on your hands, thus providing you with ample time to commit the crime.
Mass Edgeworth, I demand justice and desist this line of conjectural questioning. I've not only to bluff your way through this like a second defense lawyer.
But I do not honestly believe Miss Meele does any actual work aboard this flight.
Oh, that's not true, Mr. Edgeworth. Though, well...
Hold it!
So what exactly do you do as the one in charge of some Bulgarian stuff?
I do stuff like translate things from and into Bulgarian. Cammy is the only member of the crew who understands Bulgarian, Mr. Edgeworth.
Ms. Meele, I take it then that your job is to process all the Bulgarian paperwork.
Yeah, see, I totally pull my weight around here.
So it would appear. Perhaps I should ask her for a few more details about her work, and... Ms. Meele, it's very unladylike to push suspicion onto somebody else.
That's not what I'm doing at all. I'm just saying Miss Rhoda is very
There you go. Pushing everything onto her again.
I don't get what you're saying. It must be like a really abstract concept, huh?
The only thing abstract here is a landscape inside your head.
Objection!
So you're the only one on this flight crew that speaks Bulgarian. Is that correct?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, I studied aboard it.
Bulgaria for a while.
If that's the case, then the signature on this document belongs to you, doesn't it? This is a falsified piece of documentation with only one purpose: to lead anyone who read it to believe that Mr. LeBlanc's statue was loaded in Europe. The only person who could have either prepared or processed this document in Morginian is you, Ms. Meele. Without your participation, the smuggling of the ale, if read, could not have occurred. Don't sleep while I'm pointing my finger at you.
Oh. I wouldn't dream of falling asleep on you, Mr. Edgeworth. It's exactly as you say.
Are you confessing having participated in the smuggling?
No, far from it. It's true that I'm the one who signed off on the document. You can't use that as a fact alone to make your allegation of smuggling stick. There's no direct correlation after all. All you have to have is my signature on a piece of paper.
Really? All you did was sign it?
I neglected to check the cargo had been loaded onto the plane properly. So, sorry about that.
Seems she's finally woken up. This is going to be one tough fight.
Suppose, and it's just a supposition. Even if I was involved in the smuggling, you can't throw the charge of murder on me just like that.
Objection!
If you're involved in the smuggling, you have a strong motive to kill. Agent Hicks was in the middle of an investigation regarding a smuggling ring. And just when he was about to close in, he was killed by a member of such ring. Did you ever stop to think maybe Rhoda is a smuggling ring member? After all, unlike me, Rhoda has access to many things on this plane for work purposes.
Perhaps there's an element of setup at play in this case.
What are you talking about?
Don't worry, I wasn't talking about you, I meant the killer. First, it was myself, and now Miss Tenero who is under the microscope. It seems to me that our killers go to great lengths to pin this crime on anyone they can.
You have no proof that Rhoda is being set up, or that she isn't.
Actually, I believe that she was indeed the intended target from the very beginning. I believe that the plan was to push all the blame for the crime onto her, and this evidence will prove my suspicion. This evidence proves that the killer was out to frame Miss Tenrio from the very beginning.
Take that!
The killer could have hidden the body anywhere, and yet they chose this suitcase. Why is that? Perhaps it was to move the body up from the lower deck to the first floor. However, why go through the trouble to do so? The only way all of these actions make sense is if the killer had wanted to frame Miss Tenero for the murder. Miss Tenero buys a suitcase on every flight she works without fail. But should her suitcase be switched with the one containing the victim's body, that would put her in a very tight spot. Unfortunately for the killer, the turbulence put an end to that plan. There wasn't enough time to put the body back into the suitcase. Let it go, they made do with whoever was at hand, adapted their plan, and tried to frame me as I lay unconscious on the floor from the turbulence. The killer then went to hide the suitcase in the in-flight shop and brought the piggy bank to the elevator in order to fabricate a false weapon. A lot of work for a fruitless endeavor, wouldn't you agree?
Sounds like the killer had a tough time too, huh? I mean, why'd the killer need to frame someone that badly anyway?
That's because of the special circumstances surrounding this particular case. The killer was at a loss of what to do with Agent Hick's body, but just as it so happened, there were a bunch of empty suitcases nearby. Being a skinny man, the killer thought to put his body in the suitcase to hand it off.
You mean the whole plan was to frame someone was an elaborate coincidence?
No, that's not what I said. You wrongly deduced my meaning, Miss Meele.
So long with the wrong deductions as you. Think before you speak again.
Patience, Francisco. I was about to reveal the truth.
Huh. Where it took place?
The special circumstance is simply that the murder took place on a plane mid-flight. No matter which country, customs is quite strict in this day and age. So no matter what you do, the chances are the body would be found at this very high. Therefore, there was no choice but to flame either Miss Tenrio or myself. In other words, the only one who fits within the boundaries of the criminal's movements is not Miss Tenrio or myself, but you, Miss Meele. Otherwise, you and you alone could be the killer.
And... Are you done already? I was about to fall asleep again. Anyway, let's be honest here. You don't have anything on me other than a whole lot of circumstantial evidence.
I can see the outline of how the murder occurred, but I have no definitive evidence. And isn't there a piece of evidence that's still unaccounted for? Something I still can't quite fit into the big picture.
Take that!
I don't have any actual evidence,
I thought not.
but that's because it went missing and still is.
Missing? What do you mean by that?
In the complex puzzle that is this case, there's one piece I kept getting stuck on, and that's the victim's cell phone. Francisca, you're waiting at the airport for a phone call from Agent Hick's cell phone. Or at least it's what you told me.
That's right.
But as Agent Hick's cell phone could not be found at the crime scene.
You mean the killer took the phone with him?
Precisely. And I suspect if we had to find that phone, it would lead us to the killer.
Huh. Come on, get serious. Is it gonna ring in her tits? If the victim felt his death from that high, wouldn't his phone break as well?
We won't know that until we try a little experiment, won't we? Francisca, I'd like to ask for your assistance. You know the victim's phone number, do you not?
Of course I do. It's phone. It's ringing from somewhere, sir.
I hear it, Detective. Now, where's it coming from?
Ring's coming from somewhere in here, sir.
Leave no stone unturned, Detective Gumshoe. We must find it. I wonder who might be inside this suitcase.
I don't hear any sound coming from it, sir.
I don't suppose the culprit would be so dumb as to try the same trick twice.
I see it. I just spotted it.
It doesn't seem to be over here.
What? Let's look somewhere else, sir. Is that not it in the fucking bin?
Doesn't seem like the phone got missing with the items in lost and found. It's not like the victim would have just dropped it somewhere, right, sir? The read's coming from in here, sir. What? It can't be. It's got to be the victim's cell phone. Just whose locker is this, sir? Miss Tenero's. What?
It's part of the frame-up. So, Mr. Edgeworth, how'd it go? Where'd you find the phone?
I found it in the flight attendant's room, in Miss Tenero's locker.
Oh, but... Brother Tenero! I don't know anything about the phone. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. Miss Von Karma, is it? I suggest you arrest Miss Rhoda Tenero right away.
Wait, I have a theory related to the incident with the key card. When the killer went to steal the key card, they conveniently stashed the cell phone in Miss Tenero's locker at the same time.
This is related to the key card, alright. It's the same way we have zero proofs the killer did just that. It's the only voice that sings the toughest evidence. This is the Van Bird we can't ignore.
What should I do? Franziska's right. I can't offer baseless conjecture at this point. Alright then, why'd the culprit take the cell phone from Agent Hicks? It must have been something very incriminating, or it.
Hold it!
What now, Mars Edgeworth?
It's not over yet. We've yet to figure out why the killer took the phone.
What?
Inside this phone lies the final piece of incriminating evidence that will point us to our killer. We need to examine the phone in more detail. Screen's busted. The LCD's broken. Without a screen, you can't even place a call with this. Ah, a camera lens. Come to think of it, I wonder... How exactly was Agent Hicks planning to preserve the crime scene of smuggling? Franziska, I need you to confirm something. This cell phone, can it take pictures?
Mr. Edgeworth, I can't believe you don't know about this kind of basic stuff, sir. This looks like a very similar model to my own, and mine can take photos just fine.
Do you think Agent Hicks could have taken some pictures with this? In particular, pictures as evidence for the smuggling case? If so, there may be some very inconvenient photos on there for our killer smuggler.
But the phone's all busted, sir. Even a super prosecutor can't repair a broken phone.
I'll find a way, don't you worry about that.
May I go back to sleep now? The LCD screen on the inside and outside are broken, that's for sure. That's also reasons enough to believe that the killer wasn't able to erase the data. Why?
What do you mean by that, Franziska?
It looks like a killer isn't very familiar with the electronics. The phone still rang when I called, it means that only the LCD screen is broken. It's possible that the photos are still inside waiting to be accessed. All you need to do is transfer the data to my phone.
Franziska, your phone if you please.
Very well. It's transferring. Alright, displaying now.
This is...
Damn, Cammy, you're rubbing off on me with all the yawning. Agent Hicks is most certainly trying to obtain some evidence for the smuggling case.
Aye. The only threads nowhere in this pic, sir.
That has no meaning as a piece of evidence in the murder case, right?
Oh, she's right. As long as we can find out about Agent Hicks's killer, sir. Is this it? Is this the end? Is there really nothing in this photo we can use? The fact all the suitcases are here in this photo is odd. Agent Hicks was still...
Agent Hicks was still alive at the time. What exactly is so odd about the suitcases that ain't been used? What exactly is so odd about the suitcases that haven't been used being here then?
Yes, well, I was only pointing out things are different between now and then.
The off-topic ramblings have put this attendant to sleep yet again, Mars Edgeworth.
Ugh. I'll give Sleepyhead a rude awakening and a deafening objection and a contradiction. Box of bed sheets. This is in the cargo hold, though. Nothing unusual about them, but I can't help but shake the feeling.
If you're just playing around, can I go home?
Yes, I mind. What exactly is different between then and now?
The box is a different way round, isn't it?
Oh. What's all this? Oh, the cargo ship from Bulgaria to Zenfa. So the reason they aren't here now is because they were dropped off in Zenfa. Mr. LeBlanc, can you tell me the contents of the boxes? Unfortunately, there's no English written on them anywhere. One cluster of boxes written in Bulgarian. It says... It is cloth in English. Cloth? Could it be? This is where the killer... What? What is with this skilly face? Ms. Meele?
Yeah?
It appears Agent Hicks was no ordinary investigator. He left us with a piece of evidence after all. A striking piece that will point out who his killer is.
Maybe you shouldn't force your mistaken reading of a simple picture, Mr. Edgeworth.
Take that!
And what's that supposed to prove?
The killer used this piece of cloth to wipe up the blood they had spilt. But there's one thing that bothered me this whole time. Where did it come from? And now I finally have my answer in this very photo. The cargo that was unloaded in Zengfa had cloth written on it. In Bulgarian, that is. And this is where the killer grabbed a piece from to clean up the blood with. That's right. The killer was someone who could read and understand Bulgarian. And the only crew member that fits that description is you, Cammy Meele.
That's pretty flimsy. The killer probably searched for all the boxes looking for something to use. When you're frantic, you don't care if boxes in English in Bulgarian.
Sorry, but I can't agree with your assessment of the killer's indiscriminate nature.
What?
There was no need for the killer to tear through the boxes at random at all. If the killer supposedly could not comprehend Bulgarian, well then... Logically, the killer would have opened this box first.
Take that!
Aye, it says bedsheets in English right on the box, sir.
Precisely. And bedsheet would have been perfect for cleaning up blood, wouldn't you say?
So what are you trying to say?
If I were the criminal, this box of bedsheet would have been what I would have spotted first.
However, the killer chose to use some Bulgarian cloth. Do you have an explanation for that?
The killer didn't want anyone to know the real scene of the crime was his cargo hold. They were afraid to leave signs that the box with the sheets had been opened. However, the Bulgarian cloth lets a horse of a different colour.
Because the killer knew it was going to be unloaded into the Republic of Zengfa!
That's right, and that's why the Bulgarian cloth was used. And the only Bulgarian reader on board who could make such a calculated decision is you, Meele. You and you alone. It would be very easy for us to confirm if any of the boxes were resealed. All we'd have to do is contact the Zengfa authorities in time. We may even find other evidence to incriminate our killer within those boxes. What do you say, Miss Meele? Will not confess to your crime here and now? Or would you rather wait and see what we find out from our investigation in Zengfa?
Oh, no! Crazy bitch. He was in Nepal. I couldn't stop it. I brought him here. He started taking pictures. I couldn't be found out. I was scared. In trouble. I...
We finished making all the arrangements to take the suspect in, sir.
Very good, Detective. What about the smuggling route? Did you say anything about that?
They're taking her down the precinct now. Hopefully we can get more out of her there. Whenever we even approached the topic, she just started foaming at the mouth. It was scary, sir.
She probably wasn't prepared to commit a murder all of a sudden. One thing's for sure, the ring behind this whole mess means serious business. It looks like there's a lot more to this case than meets the eye.
Mr. Edgeworth? I just want to say how much I appreciate everything you did. Thank you very much.
It was nothing. In fact, I should be the one thanking you for your cooperation.
But truly, if it wasn't for you, I might not be here right now. Instead, I continue to serve our passengers as a flight attendant. I hope that please accept this as a token of my appreciation.
That's...
I see. You don't have to take it if you don't want it.
No, I mean, I'd never turn down a lady's generous offer.
Oh, thank you. I'm sure it'll serve you well. And remember, here at Go You Airlines, we're always ready to serve, Mr. Edgeworth.
Thank you. I'll keep that in mind.
Now, I must bid you farewell. May all your skies be blue no matter where you go.
I can't really remind of investigating the old days, sir, but boy, it was fun.
Speak for yourself, my day was filled with earthquakes, elevators, and false charges. By the way, where's Franziska?
Oh, she's filling out some customs paperwork for a departure.
Departure?
Yeah, Miss Von Karma's always real busy, sir. She's been flying from country to country to chase down some leads regarding her case.
Detective, can you cancel the car I had you reserve earlier?
You got it, sir.
Franziska.
I thought I told you when we first landed I have no time for idle chatter.
I have no intention of wasting your time, however, it's been a while since we last met.
I also have no time for such familiar reminiscences. Just who do you think I am?
You are Francisco von Karma, a very polite prosecutor deserving of much respect.
Only a little while ago I was but a wretched mutt who was always losing to you. A dancing peril living under her life in the name and fame of her invisible father built.
True, your father didn't lose a single case for 40 years to the prosecutor. However, I wouldn't say he was invincible.
What are you talking about? The group I'm on the trail of is a little more troublesome than most. The smuggling route we found this time is only one sliver of a big picture.
Sounds like a dangerous assignment.
Ugh, you really don't have to worry. I can take care of myself.
Yes, I suppose you can.
Plus, there's another agent on the case with me.
Oh, another agent?
He's a star among the Interpol agents and the high successful arrest rate. Who knows? We may even run into him one day.
I was simply caught up in this one case. I can hardly see why we'd cross paths.
I suppose. But I doubt he would say the same.
I'm not following you.
You'll understand soon enough. The fight has only just begun, Mars Edgeworth. I'm back in this country soon enough. And when I am, you can be sure I'll pay you back in full.
And just like that, she's gone, huh, sir? Thank goodness. I can finally rest easy now. I don't have to watch out for a whip.
Detective Gumshoe, I want to thank you for all your help and cooperation.
Oh, it was nothing, sir. I'm just happy to be able to work with you again. I think I'm going to celebrate by adding a little extra salt to me instant noodles tonight.
Oh, just how much did you cut his salary by, Francisco? Detective, I was wondering if you might give me a ride down to the prosecutor's office.
Sure thing, sir. I'll even fly down the road in the patrol car if you want.
But let me remind you, Detective, safety first. Thus, I solved the first case upon my arrival home. Francisco von Karma, the smuggling route she was after. The leaders of that ring had already put their trump card into play, and the players on the other side of this war, they would begin to make themselves known for the next incident. Edgeworth speaking.
Finally. I called who knows how many times earlier, but couldn't get through.
And you are...
Have you... My boy? Is that Grossberg? Have you forgotten my voice, Mars, my boy? Okay.
Mr. Armano? Ernest Armano, correct?
Ah, so you do remember me. I know it's rather sudden, but I can't ask this of anyone else. There's been an incident, Miles. My son, he's been kidnapped.
What the fuck?